Today we are making this crochet hat mesh sleeves. So welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Marine, and the best way to support me is by liking this video, commenting on it, and subscribing for more amazing crochet tutorials. So like I said in the beginning, we are going to be making these beautiful crochet mesh sleeves. Okay, just make the sleeves first, and then you just make the heart and attach the heart onto the sleeve, and then the back and the front are both the same, so nothing really changes. So you can find the materials in the description box, but for now let's get started. So you're gonna need two panels, one for the back and one for the front, and these are so identical. After that, you'll need two panels for the sleeves, one for the left and one for the right sleeve, and also these two are identical to each other. So for the front and back panel, you're going to need something that looks like this. Okay, first you're going to make something that looks like this, and you're just going to make a chain which is half of your bust plus 1 inch. So mine is around 16 inches. I'm a bust of 30, so I made a chain of 15 plus 1 more inch, 16. So you make a chain which is half of your bust, and then in length it is measuring 9 inches, but sorry, right before the neckline it's only 7 inches long. So I hope you already mastered the measurements. So and you're gonna need two of these, and these are identical, same measurements, same number of chains. So for the sleeves, you're gonna need something that looks like this. For this, you can just measure it around your arm, but make sure that it's loose, not tight. So you can just make a chain and make it go around your arm. And mine is measuring 12 inches wide and around 23 inches long, but this can go up to around 24, and it can stretch. So you can make yours 12 inches wide and 24 inches long. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to make the front and the back panel, and to do that you're going to make a chain of 86. We are chaining in multiples of 3, and then you add 2 at the end, and 86 is measuring around 19 inches, but don't mind about that because it's going to shrink to 16 inches as we continue to work. So after that you're going to yarn over, and you're going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and go into the 8th chain from the hook, but go into the back bump of it with a double crochet. Okay, we are using the US terminologies here. So make a chain of 2 again, and you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, yarn over, and skip the next 2 stitches here, 1 2, go into the 3rd. Still I'm working into the back bumps. Okay, for a double crochet you're going to pull up a loop in there. After pulling up a loop, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, and then pull through 2. So chain 2 again, yarn over, skip the next 2 stitches and work into the 3rd stitch or the 3rd chain with a double crochet, and you're going to repeat this up to the end of the chain. We are coming towards the end of row 1, and you're just going to go into this next stitch here, which appears to be the last. So you chain 2, skip the next 2, and come into the last stitch with another double crochet, and now this is the end of row 1. So for row 2 you're going to make a chain of 5, The first chain 3 counts as a double crochet stitch, and the other chain 2 counts as a chain 2 space. That's why you make a chain of 5. So after that, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to skip the next 2 stitches here, 1, 2, and go on top of the next stitch, which appears to be exactly on top of our previous double crochet. And mind the way I pull up my yarn on my loop. Instead of doing this, I'm just making sure the yarn is under the hook, not like that, but rather like this. But you can pull it up the way you want, but because the difference is really small that it makes. So chain 2 again, skip the next 2 stitches and go into the next stitch with a double crochet. Chain 2, skip the next 2, and now you can see that whenever you skip, you're going to be working on top of a previous double crochet, and now you're going to maintain that up to the end. So we are coming towards the end of row 2. Chain 2 again, and just go into that space. Remember the chain 5 space we started with, just go into it with another double crochet. So this is the end of row 2, and this is how your work should be looking like. So you're going to make a chain of 5 again, and you're going to turn your work. After turning your work, you're going to just repeat row 2. Okay, yarn over, come in here and repeat row 2. That is double crocheting on top of a double crochet and chaining 2. You are going to repeat row 2 until you come up with a total of 14 rows. If you count, this is our 14 rows, and 14 rows before we start making the neckline. And my 14 rows are measuring only 7 inches, so if you want your top longer than this, add on more rows for yourself. And after that, we are going to leave out 6 inches in the exact middle for the neck, and we are going to be going 5. Remember, our work is measuring 16 inches, and after that 16 inches, so I'm going to leave out 6 inches for the neck, meaning this side I'm going to work 5 inches from the left inwards, stop, okay, and then come work 5 inches from the right side inwards and then stop. So let's begin making the neckline. So I assume you are done making your 14th row. For row 15, we are going to go in a few boxes in. So you're going to make a chain of 5. I assume this is your 15th row, and after that you're going to turn your work. After turning your work, you're going to work for only 5 inches inwards, and 5 inches are about 8 boxes for my case. I don't know which size of yarn you're using, so like I said, you just need to leave out 6 inches for the neckline. After working into 5 boxes, all you have to do is chain 5 and then turn your work. So after turning your work, remember the somewhere we were working with row 2, that is what you're going to repeat. Just double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So remember, our work was measuring 7 inches until row 14, so you're going to make sure that you add on until it is measuring 9 inches. So for that, I only added on 4 rows for this on top of this neckline. Okay, so now for the demo, I've done 2 rows. Go on until you have 4 rows. So those 4 rows are going to be measuring 9 inches. By the time you are done, they will be measuring 9 inches. So after your 18th row, you're just going to make a chain and now cut off your yarn. I assume you're done with this part here. just cut off your yarn here. After cutting off your yarn, pull up the loop, so you are done with one side. So to work on the other side, you're going to turn your work, because you're going to work from the in going out. So you can count up to 8 boxes. Remember, I'm working with 8 boxes, but if you're using a different size of yarn, you can instead just measure using a tape measure and make sure that you're going in 5 inches. So attach your yarn, just make sure it's tight, and now you're going to make a chain of 5. So it's very simple, like very repetitive, I should say. So chain 5, and after chaining 5, you're going to continue repeating the pattern. The pattern is so repetitive. Like I said, this is a beginner friendly tutorial. So just double crochet on top of the next double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet on top of the next double crochet, and you're going to repeat this until you come up with 4 rows. You follow the same procedure for the front and the back panel. And now for the sleeves, you're going to make a chain in multiples of 3 plus 2 at the end. For my case, I made a chain of 77, and this is measuring 12 inches wide and 24 inches long, and this is made up of 40 rows. So you can make yours as you measure against your arm to make sure that they are long enough to accommodate your arm, because these sleeves have to be long unless you want to make yours short. So the yarn color is quite different because I use different brands, but it's the same thing. So to join my work, you're going to grab your yarn and insert it into the needle's eye like that, and you're going to place the front against the back panel, and then I'll show you how to begin stitching your work. So to stitch your work, I'm going to count 1, 2, go into the 3rd this side, because remember this is a chain 5, so it's quite difficult. So go into the 3rd, that marks the top right corner, and go into the top right corner on the back too. After that, I'm going to tie my yarn, but remember, even if you don't have a darning needle, you can use your hook and yarn by just going around with single crochets. So you can single crochet this part together, or you can decide to stitch it together with a darning needle like I'm going to do. And now you have to make sure that the parts are corresponding. Let the box be corresponding with the box on the other side, and let the double crochet on the front panel be corresponding with the double crochet on the back panel. Another tip you need to understand is that when you're joining the work together, make sure that the wrong side, the side that you don't want people to see, is the one on top, and the side you want people to see should be the one on the inside, because after joining you're going to be turning it inside out. So you're just going to join this part together, really nothing special, and you're going to do this for both sides, the left and the right side. Like you can see, I'm only joining the extensions on top of the sleeve and leaving out the neckline. So I hope you do not join the neckline. So just continue up to this corner and do the same for the other side. So this is what we have, and this is the wrong side. So when you turn it around, it looks like this. I'm going to be joining the sides, okay? And to join the sides, you can simply grab your sleeve and place it against where the armholes are supposed to be, right here, and then mark off the part you're going to be joining off. It's really that simple. But if you're someone who enjoys math, you can count, like, because for my case I joined off 4 boxes on the left and 4 boxes on the right. Or you can actually just measure with a tape measure, and I'm joining off 2.5 inches. So this is the part I'm going to be joining off. Remember, I'm left-handed, so I'm just going to join this part down. Okay, but remember, like I said, when you're joining off your work, make sure that the wrong side is the one on top and the right side is on the inside. So just join it. There is nothing special. Still, just attach your darning needle and join. So when you're done joining, you're going to just turn it inside out, and you have to make sure that you join both parts, on the left and on the right. After that, you're going to grab your sleeve, fold it into half, and now you're going to join it. Fold it into half, and you'll join from this side, coming to this side. Like I said, just use your darning needle and make sure that the boxes are corresponding, because you have to make sure that it's well aligned, I should say. So after that, you can turn it inside out. Now this is the right side actually on top. Yeah, this is quite important. The sleeve, I've turned it to make sure the right side is on top, and the top, I'm making sure that the wrong side is the one on top. So this, you're going to get your seam where the seam is, or is supposed to be the underarm. So you're going to come here. Like I said, the sleeve, the right side is the one on top, and the top, or the body of the top, the wrong side is the one on top. So you're going to come here and make sure that they are corresponding. You have to make sure that the part you have joined on the sleeve and the part you have joined on the top are corresponding. You see this line over here, and then we'll begin to join our work. So grab your darning needle and just join. It's very simple, because remember, you have left out an inch, so you left out a hole that is corresponding with the circumference of the sleeve. So you can do this, or if you made your top longer, you need to join a bigger part downwards coming up, so that you leave out space which is only enough for the sleeve to accommodate the sleeve. So you're going to come, grab your darning needle, and simply start to join. This should be the simplest of all things about this top. So just continue to join your work. So you should be having something like this. I'm not joining my one sleeve, and when you turn it around, it has to be like this. Don't mind about the excess yarn, because you have a part where you're supposed to weave them in and cut off the other excess ones. So turn your work. Like I said, when you're touching the sleeve, the top has to be wrong side out, and the sleeve has to be right side out. So make sure you turn it first, and then after turning it, you're going to come and attach it inside. See this part here? This is the part that is supposed to be corresponding with the underarm joining on the top, because we need these lines where we join our top not to be seen by everyone. They have to be hidden underarm. So you just come, place it like this. This is how we align it, and then you join together. When you're done attaching your sleeves, now the part remaining is for us to attach our hats, because this is what gives these whole sleeves a different kind of touch and a different kind of style. So I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful hats. I just read a blog of, is it Sarah Mix, something like that, and she was teaching how to make this. So go ahead and make your own, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So for my hats, I'm going to use a 4.0mm hook, and I'm using 2 strands of my 4-ply DK yarn. So you're going to make a magic ring, but if you don't want that, you can make a chain of 4. After that, you're going to make a chain of 2, and now you're going to insert 3 treble crochets in here. So this is the first treble crochet, and this is the second treble crochet. For treble crochet, you yarn over twice, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and this is the third now. So we are placing the third treble crochet in here. It is not so easy when you're making it, but as you get used, it becomes easy. After that, you're going to place 4 double crochets. Remember, we started with 3 treble crochets and now we are inserting 4 double crochets. After that, you're going to insert another 1 treble crochet. So yarn over and place a treble crochet. I might write a simple pattern for the heart in the description box, so check it out. After that, you're going to insert again 4 double crochets. So you started with 3 double crochets, with 3 treble crochets, followed by 4 double crochets, followed by 1 treble crochet, and now you're inserting 4 double crochets. And you're going to insert 3 treble crochets again. Remember, this is a heart, so go ahead and insert 3. This is the second treble crochet, and this is the third treble crochet. You're going to make a chain of 2, 1 and 2, and slip stitch into the magic ring. You can make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn now. So pull up the loop, okay, and now you're going to just come over here. Remember the tail of the loop and pull it to close the magic ring. After that, you're going to be having something that looks like this, but you can see our heart is not yet complete because we need to add on the white border to it. The white border is quite easy. You can decide to simply add on a row of single crochets, but I'm just going to show you how to make that too. So I have tied my heart, tied it really tight. So, but it's not a must for you to do that, really. So you can see the heart, my heart has a white border around it, so that's what we're going to be doing for our current heart, this one. So for the white border, I'm going to use 1 strand, but then I'm using a 4.0mm hook. So first you're going to come and attach it to your heart. You can do that by tying it onto your heart or by making a slip knot. That is really up to you. And after that, you're going to go into the next stitch with a single crochet. Go into the next stitch with 3 single crochets because that is on top of the heart. Insert 3, and now you're going to place 2 single crochets until you reach a point where you placed your treble crochet in the middle. So continue placing 2 single crochets into each and every stitch up to that point where you placed 1 treble crochet. You can count. Remember, you started with 3, then went to 4, and now 1 treble crochet here. So there you're going to place 2 double crochets. This is the first double crochet and this is the second double crochet. After that, place 2 double crochets until you have 3 stitches left. So continue placing 2 double crochets into each and every stitch until you have 2 stitches left. So here we are. You're going to place 3 single crochets into that top stitch, 1, 2 and 3, and into the remaining stitches you're going to place simply 1 single crochet. After that, go into this next stitch, also place 1 single crochet, and now you can slip stitch. You can do this by either going inside or just on top of it. You can make a slip stitch and then chain 1 and cut your yarn, but you need to make sure that you can decide to maybe not have long tails on your hat, or you can decide to have long tails on your hat and use them to attach it to the sleeve, or you may decide not to have it and you can use a fresh yarn to attach your hats to the sleeve. I made 8 hats, 4 for each sleeve, but you can go ahead and make many or less as you wish. And to identify how to place them onto your work, you're simply going to fold it into half. Remember when you folded it into half when you are joining together? So now the part you join together, leave it alone and come to the top of the sleeve and make sure that the heart is in that line. You can use the long tails you left to weave in your work, or you can use fresh yarn to weave in your work. So grab your darning needle and weave in your hearts onto the top. That should be easy to make, but if you need more information about that, kindly leave a comment and then I'll be so glad to get back to you. And when you're done with everything, you'll have to weave in the ends and cut off the excess yarn. So if you like this video, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, comment on it, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing crochet tutorials. Also, I'd like to communicate that you can purchase the pattern for these sleeves, or you can purchase the sleeve themselves on my coffee shop, and the link is down in the description box. Thank you for watching and happy crocheting. Meet you on my next tutorial.